There's this invisible force in the market that's always trying to pull your profits down, always trying to make what you sell feel, well, just like everyone else's. It's a trap, but here's the good news. You can escape it. So let's get into the game plan, a real manager's guide for how to break free and build a business that actually lasts.
All right, here's our escape plan. It's got 4 key parts. First, we need to know our enemy, and that's the commoditization trap. Then we'll cover our 2 main weapons. First, how to differentiate, and second, how to build a brand. And all of this leads to the ultimate goal, becoming what we call a price maker.
So let's start with the big one, the commoditization trap. You hear about these market structures in business school, right? But in the real world, this isn't some abstract theory. No, it's a very real, very dangerous, profit-killing machine. And its proper name is perfect competition.
I'm going to say this as clearly as I can. If you take just one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. This is not just some casual advice, it's a serious warning. Being in a state of perfect competition is a massive red flag. It means you have absolutely no strategic advantage. None. So what is this beast exactly? Well, perfect competition happens when 2 things are true. First, all the products look and feel pretty much identical. They're homogeneous. And second, your customers have perfect information, meaning it's super easy for them to compare all their options and prices. And when customers see identical things, what's the only thing they care about? Price. It creates this race to the bottom that just squeezes your profits down to nothing. It's like the market's natural state of gravity. So as a manager, what's your real job? It's not just to be a little bit more efficient than the next guy. Your primary, #1 strategic goal is to escape. Your whole strategy has to be about breaking the rules that create this trap in the first place. You have to actively fight this gravitational pull every single day. Okay, so let's talk about our first escape route. How do we fight back? Well, if problem #1 is that all the products are the same, the solution is pretty straightforward, right? We have to break that similarity. We have to make our thing different. This is all about destroying that idea of product homogeneity. And check this out. This is such a perfect example of how simple it can be. On the left, you're just a vendor. You're selling a coconut for 15,000 rupiah. You're a commodity. But look at the right. You add a little umbrella, maybe a cool cup, a little something extra, and suddenly you are not selling a coconut. You're selling an experience. You are selling a signature coconut cocktail.
And boom, here's the result. Just look at that price jump. By changing the product, you've completely changed how the customer thinks. They're not asking who's the cheapest anymore. Now they're saying, I want that one. You've just given yourself pricing power. That leap from 15,000 to 25,000, that's not just money. That is the tangible proof that you're escaping the trap. And this idea works for everything, not just coconuts. Think about a homestay, for instance. Are you just selling a bed for the night, where you have to compete with every other bed on the street? Or are you selling a cultural experience package? You add a unique breakfast, a local village tour, and suddenly you're not a commodity anymore. You're a destination. So the lesson is crystal clear. A different product gives you pricing power. Okay, so we've tackled the identical product problem, but what about that second piece, the perfect information part? This leads us straight to our second big strategy. This is how you stop the customer from even starting their price shopping game. This is so important, especially now. Before a customer even gets to your town, you can use things like social media to build a brand. You're telling a story. You're creating an emotional connection. So by the time they book with you directly, they're not just buying a room. They've bought into your promise. They've decided they trust you. And because of that, they're not even looking at the other options anymore. You've basically removed all the substitutes from their mind. And that right there, that is the grand prize. When you do branding right, you completely change the customer's mindset. They stop looking for the cheapest deal, and they start looking specifically for your deal. They want the unique experience only you can provide. You've turned a price shopper into a loyalist, and that is a much more valuable business. So we've made our product different, and we've built a brand so people want our product specifically. Where does all this lead? It leads to a complete transformation of your role in the market. This is the end game. This is what it really means to escape. Just look at this side by side. This is everything. When you're stuck in the trap, you are a price taker. The market tells you what your coconut is worth, and you just have to nod and accept it. You're always reacting. But once you escape, you become a price maker. You decide what your signature cocktail is worth. You get to shape your little corner of the market instead of just being pushed around by it. So just remember, that pull towards becoming a commodity is always there.
It's the market's default setting. Your job as a manager, as a strategist, is to be the force pushing back against it. And you do that through constant innovation, through powerful branding, and through just being excellent at what you do. And that leaves us with one last really important question you need to ask yourself. Think about your business or even your own career. Are you constantly reacting to what the market gives you, or are you the one shaping the conversation? Are you a price taker, or are you a price maker? Because the answer to that question changes everything.